Good afternoon, people. How are you doing? Nice to see. Oh, 9 people. Wow, that's good. Well, actually, it's 8 because one of them's me monitoring you, monitoring me, monitoring you. Just piddling about doing some stuff today, and I just thought I'll come on for a little while, have a little chat. Good day, Pete, Richard, Derek, Paul, and Mike. Nice to have you here. Nothing of any major importance today. There's a box. It's a box. If anybody of you follow me on Twitter, you will know this is not the box that was on Twitter, because the box was on Twitter was different. That will be another upcoming video. Will be that box, but for the moment that's staying hidden and out of the way. Now then, Rob, good to see you. So yeah, it's Saturday afternoon. We've had a royal wedding this morning. We've got a Scottish Cup final on as we speak, and then we have in fact the Scottish Cup final might have actually finished, and then we have the FA Cup final between Manchester United, yay, and Chelsea, boo, which will be coming up very shortly. But for all us 3D printing nerds, none of that is going to really interest us too much. So I just thought nobody else is streaming, everybody else is keeping quiet, so I thought I'll just bob on, say hello, show you a few things, and we'll just, you know, see how the afternoon pans out. I'm not going to be on for hours, I promise you that. But now you can see, yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike, the second Ender 3 has turned up. This one was £147, I think, as opposed to the 114 I paid for the first one. But, you know, such is life. Now, the funny story about this one is, ordered it, it shipped 3 days ago, and according to all the tracking, it was still in Germany, still at the airport. Oh no, I'm lying, it wasn't at the airport, it was in flight. And this morning when I went out to go shopping, it was still in flight, it hadn't even landed in the UK. And then at 9:30 I get a phone call from UK Mail, who are part of DHL, saying, we're here to drop off a delivery and there's nobody here, and we can't leave it if there's nobody here. Which is, as you can imagine, panic stations. Fortunately, one of the guys who are working on the buildings where I am at the moment happened to be on site. I managed to phone him. He came and found the man from UK Mail, and we got it delivered, because otherwise that would have been annoying, to put it mildly, especially seeing as it's not supposed to be in the country. So yeah, it's here. I'm not going to do a proper unboxing video, but what I thought I might do is, if you are interested, and only if you're interested. See, I told you, Rob. If you are interested, I'm going to just quickly unpack it and see if things like the housing for the power supply is now moulded in this one rather than being the printed one, the 3D printed one. And is there anything else that has changed? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I seem to remember somebody had said something about something had changed on it. So we might get a look at that. So what I'm going to do is, I've got something else I want to show you as well. This other thing is specifically more for the guys out there like me who have channels and do videos and stuff. I found a little something on Amazon which you might find interesting, you might find helpful, and I'll try and find you the link for it from the one I ordered, or give you an idea where it is. But just bear with me for 2 seconds. I need to alter my lighting slightly because I'm looking slightly dark and slightly out of focus. I don't know whether that's just my stream. It could be my stream, in fairness. But I'll just try and tidy things up. Oh, that's because I'm only on 720p on my laptop. I'm streaming myself back into the room. Easier than using my big machine. So it's streaming from the big machine, and then I'm taking it back in on here. So I'm just trying to work things out. Right, so just bear with me 2 ticks and I'll get you this other thing and see what you think before we open the box. And if you can think of anything you want me to do when I open the box, let me know. I'll just de-mic for a second. Need somewhere to put it. As you can see, no alcohol today. Just a bottle of Dr. Pepper, just to keep me going. It's awfully hot at the moment in this country, as I'm sure most of you are aware. It's red hot. So the little thing I want to show you, it's not a much of a muchness when you look at it. It's that. Any idea what that is? Anybody got a clue? Oh. I could give the game away. In fact, it's doing what it should be doing now. I just wanted, when I'm doing 3D prints on printers, I just wanted to have a way of showing people a little bit better the print quality. Now, something I have noticed is that when you do get up close and personal with this stuff, it shows up an awful lot more imperfections on camera with lighting than it does almost to the naked eye. Things that you wouldn't sort of things that you wouldn't, what's the word I'm looking for? You wouldn't pick up on with the naked eye. When you get some lights on it and a good 1080p camera on it, it doesn't half show up the warts. But yeah, I've got a little, tiny weeny little, I think this was about £8 off Amazon. It runs off solar power, or the power from the lights, so that's good. It rotates that way like that. If you stop it, it will then actually rotate the other way. It's got 2 speeds, I think. And if I can just bring, ooh, if my other camera cable is long enough. Oh, didn't think this through, did I? I might need to move the box over like that. Just let me check on my screen here and see if I can just shrink me down a bit like that. Right, let's bring you. I still haven't worked out how to get things to stay on the front of the screen. Hey, skewed view. Nice to see you, buddy. So yeah, we'll just do a quick transition now, like that. And as you can see, we have the little fella on there, like that. And then we just, I don't actually know. Oh, there we go, look. And around he goes. So I could probably get a better height on that at some point. If I had it on a stand of some description. I can do that with it. And then I can just leave it. And I can record footage of it burying its arse. It's just not got enough battery power at the moment. You'll have to bear with me. But yeah, so that's just a little something that I picked up. Didn't cost a lot. Like I say, I think it was probably about £7. But I quite like it. I think it's quite a fun little thing. It's another way of showing off prints. And it's solar powered, so it'll never run out of battery as long as I leave it somewhere where there's enough light. Oh, right. Everybody see that? Skewed view. Take note, everyone. If you get a chance, go and have a look at that. So yeah, that was just one thing. It was just a whim of a buy. It wasn't, you know, I need to have this. It was just something that was cheap and cheerful. And I thought, because when you get in close, let me see if I can just get it. When you get in close with it, it does show up every single imperfection under those lights. And honestly, when you look at that print in my hand, half of this stuff you don't even pick up on. So a real rough print is an incredibly rough print, believe you or me. But yeah, that was just a little something I picked up, and I thought if anybody was interested, for a few quid, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's just a little something or nothing. So now I've got that out of the way. Like I say, the other box that I put on Twitter the other day, that will be an upcoming video, hopefully. Just got a couple of little issues to sort out, but nothing out of the ordinary. Just bear with me a second. I've just got to... Yeah, nothing of any importance. So, shall we get into this box? Let's see if anything's changed. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Are we all melting in the sunshine? Because it is warm out there at the moment. It's got to be said. Just have to bear with me. Just 2 seconds. I've just got to. Was that the turntable, Mike? Is that what you sent off for? Oh. Do you know, families, if you ever get a chance to lose yours, do so. Daughter trying to phone me while I'm streaming, not good. In fact, she's probably watching because she does monitor what I do. Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, you are in the UK, aren't you? Let me see if I can find a link for it, and I will bang you the link up. Yeah, it's red hot here too. Well, we say red hot. It's about 22 degrees here in the UK, but glorious sunshine. And just an all-round nice place to be at the moment, really. I'm sure other people will think so too. Just let me have a look at my orders. Let's see if I can pull. There we go. So let's just go to there. And we will go to... So $8.99 it cost me. That's a little bit more than I thought it was. But... yeah, it's got 4 LEDs on it as well, so it's supposed to light the thing up from underneath, but I think I need to get the battery charged up a bit more for that. It is roasting in Devon. Alright, Mike, well, I'll crack you this link and you might well be able to find the same thing where you are. Just bear with me while I put my brain back in gear. I'm running far too many screens at the same time here. It's all going to get a bit confusing. So yeah, that's the link to it in the UK. And that's what it is. It, like I say, it's got 4 little LEDs, which are in the 4 corners like that. So the idea is it sort of shines a little bit of light up from the bottom. But yeah, it's just a fun little thing. There's a switch underneath. I think that changes the speed between slow and fast. And there is... oh, there's the thing. Look, there's a space for a battery in there. In the bottom, there is a space for a battery. Haven't put one in. That might be an idea, actually, mightn't it? It might work a bit better with a battery in. What a numpty. I must have a rechargeable somewhere I can stick in there, and then that will probably work a lot better. But hey ho. Well, like I say, it was just something, Mike, that just sort of caught my eye, and I thought, ooh, you know, like you do. And I thought, for that kind of money. Right, let's have a look in this box, shall we? Oh, it's all right, mate, you know, I do what I can, try to help. Derek, are you out there, mate? Can you tell me how you're getting on with your getting rid of your dafty subscribers that are annoying the heck out of you? Have you managed to get rid of a few? It's never good when stuff like that happens, but it's the nature of the beast. I'm afraid when children get involved, it generally goes fairly well pear-shaped fairly quickly. Right. Let me see if I can get this camera up. So here we have box. So I can't see anything different in there yet. That looks completely normal. That looks the same as the same as the same. Yeah, that all looks exactly as it always did. Can't see anything new or interesting there. pack looks all the same. Nothing particularly exciting going on there that I can see. Yeah, that's all as was. Interesting thing I hadn't noticed before. Did I get one of those last time? Can somebody tell me? I can't remember. Do you know, that's very strange. I do not remember getting a little USB, or was it green? Did we get a little, and it says English on it as well, so they're clearly making sure that the right person gets the right thing. Just let me see if I can get that to sit. You can see my fat belly. That's never good, is it? Tell you one thing, doesn't look like we've got a UK lead in this box. Looks like it's a European only. Did I get one of those in my first one? I honestly don't think I did. I honestly don't think one of those came with it. That's interesting. I shall have to check. My box of bits is about somewhere. I was so excited about putting the damn thing together. I don't think I took a lot of notice. But we've got all the usual stuff in there. Side cutters. You see, I don't remember getting side cutters either, but again, that could just be a hazy memory. Still get the ridiculous small amount of PLA, look. Quite what they expect you to print with that, I don't know. Let's have a look, shall we? It's looking distinctly like that is the be all and end all of the power supply. So that's not brilliant, seeing as I'm a UK customer. But hey ho. Rails are still there. I'll be interested to see if they've still done that horrible hack job on the rails. Coupler. You know the fun I had with that last time? That looks a bit mucky. Looks as if something's been going on there, look. That's got a bit of filth on it. What else have we got? Yeah, the what's it do breathe thingy spatula. Now I never am able to get, tell you what, let's get these bits out. Spool holder bit, that's as it was. I'm only really doing this just in case they happen to have changed something from the first one. I'm sure they probably haven't, but you never know. They might have taken heed. I had read somewhere that the power supply now had a what's the word I'm looking for? An injection molded case on it, rather than the one that we got with the first ones, which was just 3D printed. So more extrusions to come out. This is exciting. Oh look, rod sliding out the thing. Now that's interesting. That's not in the rubber sleeving anymore. If you remember the first time with my, oh it is, sorry, the rubber sleeving is inside there. Not that you can see, but the rubber sleeving is inside there, but they've sat it inside the extrusions. So that's still as was. Do you know this isn't half exciting the second time round as it was the first? But hey ho. I got this one, Richard, from AliExpress. It was £147, I seem to remember, and took, all in all, I think 5 days. So that's all exactly the same. There's no difference there. There's still a lot of slop and wobble on that. Let's carefully turn that over. Yeah, no changes. They've still got the four wheels underneath, 2 with the eccentric nuts on. They're still using those horrible springs rather than the flat ones that are a lot better. Now the cutaway in the bottom is an awful lot cleaner on this one. I am still going to put a cover over it, but let me see if I can get in so you can see. I'm trying to get it on camera. It's there. Ooh. If you can see that, that has been properly milled out. The edges are still very sharp, but that is nowhere near as bad as the hack job I had on my first one. The hack job I had on my first one was absolutely awful. Found and fixed issues. All right, what was it? It was let me get this right, skewed. It was what was it doing? It was layer shifting, wasn't it? So what was the issue with it, with the layer shift then? Because I'm sure that's what it was doing. So look at yeah, no, that looks to be all right on the heat bed. They've got the soldering all right again. So at least they've done something about that awful hack job on that aluminium extrusion on the first one. I'm running out of places to put things now. Oh, well, 10 people watching. Thank you for you 10. I know it says 11, but one of them is me. So we don't count that one. Right, power supply. Oh, look, yes. No longer 3D printed, look. That power supply case now is injection moulded. So that's good. That's a step forward. It does make me wonder, you know, whether we did get the guinea pig models to start with. Preset to that says 230 volts. Does that? So it's preset to 230 volts. So that's good. They've got that right for the country it's gone to, even if they can't provide me with the right power supply. LCD screen in its bag. Still no cover for the back. Still just exactly the same. The belts, yeah, no, I know what you mean, skewed. Oh, Derek. Derek. Do you know, I watched that video and I was going to send you a message. I honestly don't think that motherboard, mate, was meant to take 24 volts. I don't think it was designed for it. I think you might well have fried your board, mate. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's something you can recover from. That's changed not one jot, not one iota. That's all exactly the same as it was. So really the only difference I can see, guys, apart from the fact they've given me the wrong power lead, which is annoying, is the fact that that power supply case is now moulded plastic, the cover, and also that when they've cut the extruder underneath, they seem to have done a better job of cutting it. It seems to be a neater job, but I don't honestly think I'm going to risk it. I still think I want to cut into it, cover it up, sorry. It won't be using gaffer tape this time. There's a couple of people that have done, I'll get myself back in shot, shall I? A couple of people who have done things on Thingiverse now that will clip in, as long as your gap is the same size as their gap. It's all good. So we'll have that back sat down there. We'll have this box out of the way. What I thought I would check is a few people have had issues with the front pulley, so I just thought I'd have a look at that as well, that were dented and bent. But as you can see, or I don't know whether you can see yet until my screen catches up with your screen, that there's no issue with that there. That's tell you what though, again, this happened last time, and I did say to everybody at the time, for goodness sake, make sure you check this. Massive amounts of wobble on there. You know, it's always good just to give it a bit of a twist, just to get it to sit flat and level, because that ain't going to help your prints coming out right, is it? But when I get to build it, you know, actually that could be my table, some of it. It's entirely possible. But we'll loosen those Allen bolts off a bit, make sure we get it flat and level and tighten it back up. As for the belt, As for the belt skewed, that is actually, don't worry guys that I'm moving it, it's not connected to anything, we're not going to have any issues. That belt is good and tight. It's sitting fairly square. Let's just pull you up on here. It's sitting fairly square on there, and it's there's a fair bit of tension on that. There's no real play on that at all. I'm getting the doing test, so that's good. It's sitting nicely within the extrusion. It's not sat to one side anywhere. It's also the same at the front. It's not sat to one side there either, so that's good. So maybe the quality control has improved a little. I mean, my first one really wasn't that bad, quality control wise. The other thing, now which axis end stop wasn't connecting? It was this one, wasn't it? It was the one on the bed. Am I right in saying that? It was the one on the bed that it didn't matter how far back it went, it wasn't clicking for people. Can somebody confirm or deny that? Come on, there is 11 of you watching. One of you must know this issue. I'm sure it was the end stop on here. Anybody listening? Somebody talk to me. Was it the end stop on the back of here that was too far back and people weren't getting it to click? Somebody, anybody, come on, type. Somebody must be listening. Is anybody out there? All right, nobody's going to tell me. I'm fairly certain that this end stop in some machines, I'll show you the one I mean. Sorry, I never built one. Don't worry, Pete. It's possibly me being a bit pedantic, but I seem to remember that people were having issues that this end stop wasn't far enough forward, that when the bed came totally back, it was clicking on it. Well, you can clearly see from that, or hopefully you can clearly see from that. Let's see if I can get it to do it. There we go. That is certainly not an issue anymore. So that's good. That might well be something else they've dealt with. So it sounds like they are listening, bless them. I mean, if they're quick enough to start doing their own bed leveling kits, they're obviously listening and watching, aren't they? Bless them. All right, mate, don't worry. Don't worry about it being hard to chat. I know what you're like, mate. I know you're generally on 2 or 3 streams at the same time and doing stuff and printing and God knows what else. So I do understand. I do appreciate that. So yeah, it's all looking really good actually. I'm not seeing any major issues, which is good for the second one. So I think I've dropped lucky twice in a row. How level this bed is, we've yet to find out, but I have a solution for that already prepared. We have been having most of the double glazed windows on site have been replaced, so there was an awful lot of glass floating about, and I spoke to one of the guys that was changing them, and he got him to cut me some nice thick, I mean, I don't actually know the thickness of this, I should have measured it, but I would say that's possibly 4 or 5 mil. It's probably 4 mil glass. Told him the sizes. I mean, it does need a little bit of rubbing down on the corners maybe, but that fits on there like the proverbial glove. Does that? And what I was thinking about, and I'm sure a lot of you will pull me up on this, but what I was thinking about was peeling this surface off, because it's just glued on, sticking the glass bed even, onto the aluminium surface, and then re-gluing this onto the glass. That way I've still got my sort of build-tack type sheet, but I've got a much flatter level surface. So that might well be something I'm going to try. It might well be an idea. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just wanted you to know that it's turned up, so it'll be going together at some point. And then the series on the mods will start, and we'll have it, the original one there, the modded one here, and we'll put a mod on this. We will print the same thing on both machines, one on the modded, one on the unmodded, same temperatures, same filament, see the results, see if the mod makes a difference. We are going to hopefully do bed leveling, we are hopefully going to do different fan designs. I'm going to do some little mods like lighting mods, that kind of thing. Some stuff that's fairly cheap and simple to do, the stuff that you can print out. Whether I go down the route of belt tensioners or not, I'm not sure, because I don't know really whether that's needed as a mod. I think personally that there's enough ability in that to tension your belts. I don't understand why people have to have these belt tensioners on the front. To me, there's enough play in there to be able to get your tension up. That's just my personal opinion. But that's what I feel about it, is that, you know, you can tension things without having to put all these silly mods on. But if you want me to try them, that's what this machine is here for. This machine is here to be modded to hell and back, and to have its eccentric nuts tightened up. But yeah, no, that's what this machine is here for. It's going to be modded to hell. We're going to do everything to it we can. We'll get a back cover printed for that. Put that down into that one. Look, we'll get a back cover printed for that, so that's all fine and dandy. Oh, now there's something I was going to check. If anybody is interested, somebody had told me, because we're going to flash the firmware on this as well. We're going to start screwing about with that on this one. Try and leave the other one as standard as possible, but get this firmware flashed up. Someone told me that they've started hot gluing the plugs so they don't fall off, apparently. So somewhere inside this case, if you want, while I'm here, we'll just whip the top off it, and we will have a look inside and see if they are actually now hot gluing those plugs into position, so we don't have the issues of the plugs falling out in transit. So shall I do that? Is that something we can do, or do you not want to bother seeing it? I don't mind either way. You know, I can go and sit in the sun. In fact, last night, bless you, I nearly did a live stream last night. We had our first 2 hot tubs delivered this week. Thursday, I think they came. And because there's nobody else on site at the moment, Thursday night, got myself a can, went and sat in my hot tub for an hour, just surrounded by the birds singing, beautiful blue evening skies, no road noise, no traffic, no other people, just the sounds of nature and a hot tub and a beer. And I did actually think to myself, do you know what, I could actually just crack up a quick live stream now and really upset everybody that was hard at work, or just getting up for work, or it was raining where they were, or, but I didn't think you'd want to see me sat in a hot tub, so I didn't do it. And if you did want to see me in a hot tub, tough. Just so you know, the competition winner, we had a little chat the other day. He ordered his winning roll of, I think it was translucent orange PLA from the Florence Tech website. I contacted them. That was after our last live stream, wasn't it? I contacted them, ordered it. He has now got it. He has sent me a couple of messages to thank me. So that's all worked out really nicely. I got my thank you for my 1,000 subscribers. He got his roll of PLA. There will be something in the future. I'm nowhere near 1,000 subscribers. 2,000 subscribers, should I say? But I'm going to have to start doing another giveaway or two, maybe, in the future, just to keep you guys happy. Oh, dearie, dearie me. My goodness, they have been mad with the hot glue gun. Nothing that we can't solve, but just take a look in there. Let me see if I can get it a bit closer for you. Is that viewable? Can you guys see that? Every single plug has got a dollop of hot glue on it. Now, it's not a major issue. It's not something that's going to cause problems. But clearly they're trying to stop cables coming loose in transit, which is fair common. I mean, I think in some cases, hot gluing things like that is a fairly standard procedure. They've even hot glued that ribbon cable down. The one that goes to the display, where that runs along there. I don't think you can see that, can you? No, because I haven't got enough of an angle. There you are, look. That ribbon cable that runs along there, that is now hot glued down as well. So they've obviously bought them all glue guns, and it's still the same board, version 1.1.2, so nothing's changed there. It's still sat as it was. Cabling all looks to be neat and tidy as usual, as we've come to expect, or I've come to expect. They've not let me down recently. So yeah, it's all good. Nothing there of any issues, I don't think. They've still got the SD card and the USB sockets at the bottom. I would have preferred it to have been the other way up and had them at the top, so it's easier to get to. Maybe somebody will do a mod that will make that happen, because in my brain, if those slots are nearer the top, it's a lot easier to get your card in and out. But yeah, they've got the glue gun out. They've given them all a good gluing, which means I'm going to have to do a little bit more wobbling about when I flash the firmware on this one, because I don't know whether you're aware or not, but these do not have a bootloader on them because they are the original board from the original CR10. There's no bootloaders on. So when I flash the firmware, I'll also have to flash the bootloader as well. But it's no real issue, is it? It's not rocket science. I mean, that's glaringly obvious because I'm capable of doing it. So yeah, I mean, I know I've only been on 49 minutes, but unless anybody's got something they want me specifically to look at while I've got it in front of me, any questions they've got, I'll about nail this as it stands. We've got 13 people watching. For some reason, we've only got 3 likes. I would quite like some more likes for this video, please. Otherwise, I will start to cry. Now, just don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Don't forget you can throw me a quid on here if you feel so inclined to help me cover. Let me just get back down to here. You can, sorry, I'm doing 9 things at once and trying to watch the football as well. There you are, look, Derek. As Derek says, smash the like button. You can always follow me on Patreon. You will get to find out when my videos are going live sooner than anybody else on Patreon. You will also get a link to them before they go live on the standard website if you subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to just chuck me a couple of quid for a beer or for a roll of PLA so I can print something or whatever, you can even do it in the chat here. It does actually come up in the description. If I could just put it up on here so I get the wording right. It says support the stream. If you click on that, you can then support me by chucking a couple, like I say, a couple of quid my way if you feel like it as a one-off. You don't have to. It's not the end of the world. I would just like, as much as anything, it's the thumbs up. It's the shares. It's the comments afterwards, it's the comments during, it's the fact that you guys make the time in your busy schedules to talk to me waffling. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I don't see anybody else wanting anything else. No, nobody moaning. Lots of people saying smash that like button, and one person has. So that's fantastic. Thank you, that one person. Yeah, so that's it for now, guys. Might be back on with another one tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. I might just... we might do a speedy live build tomorrow. I might live build it off camera and then come online with it and discuss any issues I've had, if I've had any. But if I don't happen to get on, I don't get on. I know Derek at the moment. I did on the box on the screen. You did what on the box on the screen? I have no idea what you're talking about. I know Derek has had a few issues with live streams at the moment and some dafties. I will, reiterate, it's difficult. I know it's difficult. You try and extend your channel, you try and get out there to more people, and unfortunately it always happens is that you get some numpties. And the issue with live streaming, I mean, I'm very lucky, I don't have many numpties, well, apart from Derek. Where's German Printing Road? Where's Dom? Why isn't he watching? That's not good enough. There's going to be issues for that. Anyway, yeah, we all get them, and the problem with them is that once you've got them, it's getting rid of them. So what I've said to Derek is, if he can stand to do it, is not to do any live streams for a while. Just stick to recording videos and sticking them out, just until the idiots lose interest and go somewhere else. But if you do happen to catch one of his streams, I know he's got a few mods, a few moderators, including me. Please be vigilant, guys. If you do catch anybody on any of his streams being idiots, just don't hesitate. Just get rid of them straight away. The minute they start to be the slightest bit iffy, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Get shot. He doesn't need them. YouTube doesn't need them, and certainly the 3D printing community doesn't need them. And the sooner we get rid of them, the better. So look after yourselves, look after each other. Happy printing, and enjoy this glorious sunshine. I've now got to go and turn the hot tub on for the daughter and her friend, so I'm going to have to go. All right, guys, see you later. Take care. All the best. How do I turn you off? Catch you later, guys. Oh, what was that? Yeah, no, you do right, Derek. Just wait till it dies down a bit, mate, eh? That's probably the best thing to do. And but we'll all still watch. We'll all still, give you those thumbs up and that, mate. And we can always talk to you on Facebook, can't we? There's plenty of ways of getting in contact with Derek if you want to. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. We'll catch you on the other side.